was for high juicy news. Biba Obibia Aquaba Hadia later and hot news Aqua Aramede Bremo. And it is when you subscribe to channel idea, Bomodia say over subscribe. Rabbi say over click the subscribe button. You know. Now, barely notification. We had a video for free be uploaded when the first person I would say Ebeka AS video. I feel we are now like video and give us a thumbs up. Now, fee share my for so that when you be here now, and somewhere echo so I will gather memoir. I feel Tentama, Yambura, and some abeto yep so. A year NDC, a year when a candidate, I a friend, I Faustina Eli Blim, Akurugu, or no, I Domi Kwabenya Seat no say, or no, I elect no, a candidate, or near a year, Michael Kwabenya Jr. and a contested, and as I say, finally, easy, I declare no, or a winner. Now, answer and some when you never to Jamakaya, Seat no, a year Domi Kwabenya recollation, and which is a Hunsembe Bre, Emma easy Babo, Tibeka say, Sadiaka, one police station Bianca, Besato Abani Beam, our Honum Nanka, finally, no one Nipa, wedding cooking. Nanuna easy, try you 10 hours about the derby, Hineha. Easy a church and Sammy require fast so finally when decided say a year NDC candidate no a year early play no or no as say wedi en kunim akoye Sammy bre yenkuti a year ECJ mensa said what days answer we nyina tubia de ba ye nima 1 year finally one day betubia say NDC ni pa no as say wedi en kunim inti ECJ mensa nsema wodi tubia fa ho inti nsema wokan inti no.
I'd like to welcome all of you warmly. We thank the good Lord for making it possible for us to witness the last day of the year. Indeed, to him be all the glory. Great things he has done and greater things he will do. Our purpose here this afternoon is simple. It is to provide you, the citizens of Ghana, with an update of the parliamentary elections in the Domi Kwabenya constituency. As you may be aware, on the eve of the election, some leaders of political parties asked their supporters to go into our collation centers, and this led to chaos and some confusion. And Domi Kwabenya, the constituency, was no exception. The collation center was besieged by party supporters who brought collation there to a halt. In the process, pink sheets, results, collation forms, and other materials were destroyed, and collation could not was not completed on that day. Since then, as a commission, we try to ensure the completion of the collation, and as you may bear witness, we held the first exercise to complete the collation in the Domi Kwabenya constituency on the 21st of December. Unfortunately, although we came a long way, we were not able to complete it because there were 3 polling station pink sheets outstanding. In our second attempt to complete the process, we again brought together the parties, basically the NDC and the NPP, and with their agents to assist us to bring the collation to a completion to enable us to declare the outcome of the election. That collation was held on the 28th, just this past Saturday, the 28th of December. At that meeting, the NDC was able to provide 2 pink sheets, which was confirmed by our staff at the constituency. Unfortunately, there was a missing pink sheet, 1 pink sheet for the Abukobi Women's Training Center. And both the NDC and the NPP did not have these sheets. It's important to note that the NPP did not have any pink sheets, any of the 3 pink sheets at all. But after scrutinizing the pink sheets presented by the NPP, they were found to be legitimate, and they tallied with what we had also found. The missing link was this polling station sheet, which none of the parties had, and it was for the Abukobi Women's Training Center. It's important to note that in the attempts to recollate, our officer had brought a pink sheet for the Abukobi Women's Training Center, but it bore on the face of it training. It had written on the face of it the word training, and it was a presidential pink sheet. And so, in the view of the commission, a training pink sheet had no business at the polling station on election day, And upon scrutinizing it, the commission was of the view that it could not be accepted. It's important to note that the parties also did not have any evidence. Both NDC and NPP did not have the pink sheets to confirm whether what was written on the training sheet was legitimate and was accurate. And so in the view of the commission and in the interest of fairness, the commission felt that it was proper to rerun the election for that particular polling station to ensure fairness. We have always maintained as a commission that it is not, our interest is not to make anybody a president. And this is something we have said across board to all our officers. Our interest is to conduct credible and transparent elections that are fair, that ensure that the will of the people as expressed at the polls is upheld. And so once none of the parties had any pink sheet to confirm, and they both said they didn't have it, we agreed at that meeting that we should have a rerun. It's important to note that at that meeting, the NDC agreed with the idea to have a rerun. The NPP was of the view that they did not have, because their agents had left the center, they had not taken part in the collation, and therefore they wanted the commission to start the collation afresh. We explained to them that the commission had received all the pink sheets, and I think that was 369, I believe. 369 polling stations, and we had cross-checked that against what had been done by the returning officer, and it was accurate. It was just that one missing, and that is why we took the decision to have a rerun. And this, as I said, was agreed to by the NDC. Since then, we have not rested on our oars, and we've tried to unearth and unravel how we came by. In all of this, as you may be aware, we had reached out to the returning officer and our district officer, but we did not have any explanation for the use of the training sheet. What they had said was the presiding officer realized at the point of filling the form that what she had was a presidential pink sheet, and therefore she used a presidential training sheet. It didn't add up. It was not convincing. And so 2 days ago as a commission, in our investigation, we had the light bulb moment that why don't we really do away with all the party agents at the collation center, because they have not been able to provide us the information we need. Why don't we go to the ground rather than deal with collation agents at the collation center? Why don't we identify, look out for the agents, the polling agents at the Abukobi training center? And so we took steps. We reached out to the parties, and we were able to do that. The PO was out of town. We were able to also reach her and ask her to return back to Accra to answer a few questions. This morning we met with her, and she explained to us how she arrived at the training. She arrived at using the pink sheet for presidential training with training embossed on it. It's important to note that she did not have this training sheet with her on election day. And it's also important to note that contrary to what is being peddled in the news, though that training sheet was not signed by party agents. The question has been asked that, oh, it's the EC sheet, why are they not using it? Training sheets have no place at the polling station, and that's why we are not using it. It was not a parliamentary pink sheet, polling, even training, it was presidential, and it was not signed by any of the party agents. What she has explained is that, as I mentioned, she recognized that she did not have the parliamentary pink sheet, she had the presidential. And so she tallied everything on paper. She had both agents of the NPP and the NDC confirm the figure, and they decided, they agreed to go to the collation center to obtain a copy of the parliamentary pink sheet. Once there, they were informed to go to the district office. On their way there, unfortunately, they were accosted by some thugs who threatened their lives, and in the process, she fled. The good news is that she had this sheet in her bag, but she fled. And she says that the agents also dispersed and they all left. And so none of them had the results. She had it on a sheet. I'm happy to note, however, that the parties, although we did not have a pink sheet for parliamentary signed and completed at that level, each party also had their own tally cards. And on that tally sheets, they have the number of persons who came through. They had all the details, including the results, the total for each political party. And we have received that of the NPP. Although they are not present here, the presiding officer, some days after the election, reached out to the agents, the party agents, and the agent for the NPP sent his copy, and we've seen that we have the evidence and their communication. And it tallies that of what our presiding officer had on the training sheet. We have also met with the NDC, agent, and we've also taken a record of his tally sheet, which also contains the number of people who came to the center and the votes for each of the parties, and they tally. And that has enabled us to arrive at a completion today. So today, the commission is pleased to note that it has brought proceedings and collation at the Domi Kwabenya constituency to a close. It has gone full circle, and we are convinced without a shadow of doubt that the outcome reflects the will of the people as expressed at the polls. I think that yes, so as mentioned, ours is not to make anybody president. It is to ensure that our outcomes and our processes guarantee that the people's choice is upheld. So we're happy to note that we have come full circle today, and the outcome of that election has been confirmed as being legitimate, as being the choice of the people. I think at this point it is not in my place to make that declaration, and I'll hand over to our MC to take over and to let proceedings continue. Thank you. So we'd like to thank you. We know it's been a long road. I think that the lesson in it is that our processes must be allowed to work. I know that the candidate has been through quite a bit, but the processes must be allowed to work. And I like to also place on record that we don't rest on our oars here, and we're burning the midnight oil to ensure that the right thing is done. And we're pleased that we had that flash, that light bulb moment to go down, to drill down to the ground, and that has brought out the truth, and the truth will be upheld. So thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you, Madam. At this point, we would like to call the returning officer,
did I leave anything out?
Mr. James Kofi. And we also like to invite close to the returning officer. So first, I'll hand over the mic to Mr. James Kofi.
Zakaria Kofi
to do the declaration, and then the symbolic aspects will be done by him.
Let's see your face.
You can get up to stand up. Yeah, stand up.
Then you should move. You want him to.
So, good afternoon, our friends in the media. Good afternoon, directors. Good afternoon, chairperson. Good afternoon, party representatives. My name is James Zakaria Kofi, the returning officer for Dominica Kwabenya constituency. just like the chairperson has said, we have arrived at the final result of the Kwabenya parliamentary election. On the face of the pin sheet, we have Michael Aaron Yao Ocquaye Jr. polled 50,669 votes, 50669. Akurugbu Faustina Elikplim polled 50,967 votes, 50967. Dora Nyako polled 220 votes, that is 220. And Remy Parko Edmondson polled 302, that is 302. The total valid votes 102,158, 102,158. The total rejected ballots 624, that is 624. The total vote cast, that is 102,782, that is 102,782. Now, with the power invested in me as the returning officer for the Kwabenya constituency, and in the presence of the returning officer for the presidential election, I declare Madam Akurugbu Faustina Elikplim as the MP elect for Kwabena. Thank you.
Ya koye ni mu ana ye boshi akọ yendi ene ne mpotemu wukoko piem wo hode a NPP amanyoko ma ne bia wom ewo ho ahodo beye oha ene eduowotwe enan 184 members a wono ewo yendi ya suspended womo ede wom efri NPP party no emu denti ene ya suspended womo suspension nyina no ene se wom so se womo abu eye amanyoko no emra bi ai emra akekere amanyoko no wono ebu emra no eso na hyiemu a wono eye no na constituency executives, council of elders, council of patrons, and the disciplinary committee members a wom ewa manyokon emuno enom kokoshie mu a sa decision a wom efa ye no 26 December 2024 and then the emu esha se ntu hwenhie mu no kra no a wom ehie mu December 23rd December na aye Alhaji Baba Gazali chairman Edema NPP amanyoko ewo yendi ena wode atudwa wakasa ye pa se national and regional leadership wonom ewo party no emu no wom kra no mbe declare suspension no na sa ensem we emu no ye behwe na afa ye ne senior political science lecturer University of Ghana was sanso eye host ewo eye Angel TV ye mine Ghana eso Dr. Kwame Asante na watch the chiri wakokoye political science lecturer no sign ene wo hu ni se etie aso eye ne kwa aso a eno no ana said ye hwe na fe ye ne Dr. Kwame Asante eni enkomo doc wotimenka ye mawo ajo edoba Angel FM eso
yana
papa we dia wadarma se bibia bokode
muye onyame hene
yada nyankopon ase na yemoremu NPP amanyoko 184 members ya suspended ewo yendi no wakwakoye political science lecturer no who ni say
yetine se amanyose mu no se party ko sikan na wodi nkukura wodi ompo hwewongachi na wonahwe nia ekoso enti abana saa uhuniema bi tse ne wokan uze yana we yuma sensen ya suspend o uze yiru yana yimu de fi party no esanze wo ye bibi uze yiru yana wo bika na saa ne man akwanguru a party namso na wode hwe nia ekoso wabatu no na ofiase tumana mon etoro bi a unze nipa ni bi o ha party ni gina ya wo bi si no ekutia wɔn paa ose wɔn abɔ wɔn asensan wɔn suspend wɔn ade a emu yɛ de na aba ne saa wode waso to fam na nhwehwɛ mu a wotumi sɛ ebi ana mfomso kɛse bi akɔba wɔ saa mpanimfo no ɛyɛ mu sɛ ɛkyerɛ bi a party fo no tumi bɔ nipa bi sensan so wɔhwɛ nneɛma no mu a ose wɔyi ma asɛm yɛ de mmra na mpɛn bebree no wɔyɛ saa na ɛwɔ nea wɔn ahu ɛwɔ nea wɔn ate ɛna ɛwɔ nea wɔn afa wɔ fam ɛno nti megye ne sɛ mmerɛ no kɔ anim yɛbɛhu nea ɛkɔɔ so nti a wɔn abɔ wɔn asensan
yo doc yɛhwɛ ne sei suspension no uji di se nka eno na ebia wo se wo ede ma anase ne kwan so a eno no nyini se bia na nka so twe foforo bi wo ho anko mo de ma wo mo a ebebo suspension ne kwan so a eno no
party no awo mrapon a mesia constitution a wo de toto wansam ho eninti wo bo bi kwadu na wo twena hye a wo twena so fa mrakwan so eye party no nsesei wintumi mfa bibi foforo bi enti obi so na watwe na so bibi foforo dabi wochekura wanyesa eninti mibiri se party nangaza asisa gyina no na wo woni wona nseso ebia won constitution no na akire ne ebia sanetini
na sesi ano a dodoa no ahwe NPP amanyoko no emu a seat bebre wo hono mu a wo mo elusu na peni no ankasa kra nkoba ba ye mampeni wo man no emu no wo mo so saasa no mo elusi de ama NDC amanyoko no so nyini se ankasa abre we na ebra nko mo ehia dom sankom betumi de esiesie amanyoko no mu
we yi nipa na mum eba se se nipa no so ye odoma ubonsinsan ne tinu sa amanyosam mu no ye complete me na ye nyina ye na gya to me se so kwan ye ba fa so na nipa bi fa kweti kwan efo kwan foforo so na wodi dwuma bi tia party na eba ne sa no enye kasa aye Declare no ka kire won nkesi eyi ebi asa na bai ne baby aye nsam ne akyem ndi se eba ne sa won nansi fom ewu se wi nya dodo na mo na dodo na ba kan ho be se ade a ene anko tutu gudiri baby epiri ene anka wo so akora wo pe na won abua wo man nti sansam no sa na tene na minnim pa na se party wo si sai gina na wo hwehwem nyina wie na wo hwehwem wie wo bo sensan no jesu wayi wadi wo ba hwehwem ntim no wo hwehwem yi no se masam ye de wo tan ma won ba masam nye de asotwe wo wo de kan wo ma wo aninti afi na guru na so ekiase ebeyede
afei nipa 184 ya suspend wo mo ewo yendi no ensunsuaso ben na ebenya ewo constituency regional and afei national ankasa
se okwana party ni fa so no ye mrakwan na ye kronkron a party no animiri wiase na eren hawo esane se party semo democracy semo ododo amamuni odemra daka enintu obi yaran ototo akwan a ohwe mera wo party mu na watoto akwan yi enti se ofuma asotwe bi wo wodema wa ense adekora na mu se ba se mpanimfo nso behwe ye nhwehwe anim na nie mfata no wode amama eno de aka party ni hye na ema nipa kura tumi fi party no se ene na party enye party ese wo so mo wo kwa dom baby foforo we yi baby a na wako baby enti sanko ni nyina ho na no na ma ebasa wo bo sen na wo hwehwe sanse mu nyina esa ne se asama wo de ba betua bonten se yi hwehwe nyina ni sanye sape ebe ko etia party ebe ba nipa atan party or no party wo bituma fi party dum yo akodom party foforo na bibia no wo be pawanta megu se wo be ko etia sa party na mu se ba se ya mra kwanso ena wo de ye edia ebe mani panso egi party na di se ha party se ore ko yadia ubi hu edin esane se uye na infomso ya watwa aso wonhwe wani obe yesa ni amra ne ba inji sa jina na won esi no unyu edwuma nyina no wode ne unyu ni tugwa ababu party se ori tugwa na konkon ababu party na se eye bibi foforo dia ene na atuje wonara
yemfa wei entoto Aguna West de no na ano nso nipa be ya hanu ena wo mo so saa ye de ye wo mo na ujiri se nka amanyokuo no se MPP amanyoko no wo mo edi abato no mu nkunimu anka we nyina anka beba
ko beba o se party no wademra na ye ntimi ngesi nyina di nkunimu nti obi a okoyi bibi ti a party no wonjona so etire bi a wo be se nipa bi sabi minimum ya course wo na bi asam na meretre wo so bi nipa bi akuje sika bi buye bi den na bi na wona be yi bibi etise nta bi wo gina be bi na wo kana bebi ana wo ye nhihye bi na na ye ni ha ma ne bi afa won ase ama won ahwere se konwan ana se won aba so atwa party no dabi won hwe wen mukura bi twa chi aba enti won hwe dodo won yiwo nya wo hwa ne se wo ye ne ma na tie na wo ye ne tie woni mu se me o ya de yin bibia no wo bom beba na wo ya de ni ya wo dom no kura ko ba hweto
enti you say suspension ewo regional level no and afa national level no ugidi say bia foforo be sanso atwinity ewo baabi
wo bia etia wamra etia wonhyehyɛ a asotwe wo wo de ma so ni pa akon na no na ma party emu yɛ den sɛ nsema wo de wonin sifom wo ayɛ ne amra ne ka ɛre ma hwe ni pa akon no sɛ won tia ase a wo bitumi akɔ court na wakwa kan wasam ha kyerɛ mpanimfo na obi ti waso kan na fe wo de won asam gya baba gya bonte nti party sam na de enya dona enya sɛ medoyi emi yin 20 men kan asam yin de ese me to mo do aslo dio ndo do aso wo ne mo de mra na kan no bia usuro mra wo de mra usuro mra wo mpa mra nya adwuma party mu ntumentra ene beka no ne ntra me den ha
we dia meja okrakra ama wakwakwaya political science lecturer no wohwemu a senka yade a NPP wonomo ewini ye anase wo mo alusu sei no wohwa sen pa because bebre no e wo honomo a wo msusu senka be wo se bebre no akora ekọ eno nti no wakwakwaya political science lecturer ye hwe region any national a eno nsusu
information inti anfa say wo some from so no we region and as we are national level debi ayam from so dey edinti na waya mra wo hyehyɛ we say mra wo kan obrofo wo say the will of the expression of the people ni nipa person be on and wo dey ahyen mra mu di wo hye mra na aye kete wo na hye wo du so a ni hawo na mu du so a wo hawo and to be no be wo wa na wa hwe ni wa ye ne tie yenka hu se udi mraso na wo ye ne party pe no ho ne ma wo party mu na wo so ani na wo so abapebi na wo so mu wo de wo ye adwuma wo party mu so we no nyam bitime be post aye minister so wo party ni nyatumi a abaye president no ho ne ma emu ki party mu wo ma wo so mfo na emu wo bra wo ase na wa hye mrase na emu wo ye se wo ti mraso ya wo ba twa so nyawo Jina won asisi nyina wo so nga suspension ne ka ho asem na no kire se won abon asensem wo bahwehwem a be bia no kwara ndan ko beto na mo se ba se party wo be bia no kwara no na se wo be nyatwo aye ni ha na wa hwe ne ni bi asa party no eti a party no fa ho dia ene na me dey se enyi bi no kuma ntwi be se akono de ni ti ja kirema
yo we dia me ana me ka san ka me ma wako na ne kra committee no a chairman e ka se wo mo ebete na wo matumi e dia ye ehwehwemu no eno so wakwa political science lecturer no hu ni sei
aye no kwan ne se party de obifu a mo pa begwa na won akotena se aye party no ne san hyehyɛ o se begwa no enipa besia ba nan be du ena nya keka o tena se a na fe obi ya be bonu nkuro nwetie obi asem wi a na for the total party ne mra ho nia odi form won aka kyerɛ na so twa wo de aman ni odi bi mu no odi shiro obi no ko so panin twa wa adwuma so asem titia na no na ma party enyi political science first have institutions and we dem mra ene akwan ene hyehyɛ wo party mu wodi adwuma wodi adwuma bibia na party nda so gyina ho na mmom sɛ wodi ani ha adonna ugo nipa bi sin nipa bi uhwehwe nipa bi anim dia ene dabi ene na party erenche ebebu ahwe
Doc, where the yadase papa any chiremo a wode ama ye nwumre. Ye beda wase ewo amane boy ntino ye bibifu frosan so ebe mu a ye beba wo nchen biu.
Beda mase adenche.
Abusia Dr. Kwame Asante ena yenene etwetwe enkomwe. Wo ye senior political science lecturer ewo University of Ghana Legan. Ai sa na binum kan Legan eho ena odi ne djuma som na wo share Angel TV so a wono na ye host wotenem ema ye man Ghana djumadie no intino ni nchiremu a wode aba no we de emu da ho papa nchiremu no emu eda ho na nka ye hwese ye ne Alhaji Baba Gazali a wo ye chairman de ma NPP amanyoko e wo ye ndi betwetwe enkomon nanso ebre no wo ya asore kakranti wo wia na ye de ne de no nso so atoa so nti sa suspension we nyina ne fare by NSA ba kokoko gina asa kwantenkro na se wafom wo hwe amanyoko no mra ne hyehyɛ om de dwuma no a wafom se wono kwa ate ne ho kwantenkro no wo kwa no so wonyo no kwa wonya adom e de pay so di nachi na se wonya supporters inti safo ni nyina na suspension ebi aka wono mo a de efiri mu aba eno no ye bebo modea ne de ani de achi asonso e da fom ne ye beto fom efiri ho abebia no ye behye e de asom etiefo na yenko yenim ewo ensem no emu. Leadership wonom eda parliamentary committee a free majority caucus and womode at the Shade Ato National Council womoda NPP amanyoko no animu se current leadership womoda majority caucus anono ye hwene ye maintain wonom a ye mo womo a enyinemu ewo 9th parliament ye bekoi emu esa ne se sie nyina hwemu a we bibia da na di se NPP amanyoko no womo edi entwo ewo abato anano ya yeto ye no emu na Kwabena amankwa esiama wo ye chairman of that education committee no ano when monyamfo yi sanso ye mrahye bedwani e wo fante akwa north about one person eso wo se wo hwe mpanifo asesi a wo eda majority ekuo no ano anase dom dodo a wo mrahye bedwafie no ano a wonum abo adwuma papa one more experience, so you say experience is the best teacher. One more experience, one more animudia no, and into say was see a sansuma one more a dear manyokono enim. Sadia Baya, one more says, and one more eba bet take you over. And one my match for much me anyone of affairs of papa. One is our no dear bebo central wakasano, and it's experience now one a one. So one more at the Ginemu our 9th parliament way emwa. One bet to me a face the abacos to be a year a manu a mashibed feel. Was here one say one more amano eso at the nanso so womunya mpanifo mu edimu na wonom ebedu omanim ewo man mrahye bedwafia emfaso bi kra wo honom a womo nso ensa ebetumi akebi na afeso aboa ama akebi ma menkebi no akoso ewo oman no emu na yentie sansem no eho ebi.
You this morning to tell you that it is the decision by chairman of the committees in parliament to plead to the leadership of our party to maintain the leadership status quo in parliament. Why do we say so? We say this because we are counting on experience and the nature of parliament that the 9th parliament is going to face now. Our numbers have dwindled, and for that matter, we need a front that is experienced to face the enormity of members in parliament on the other side. And we have concluded that it will be beneficial to our caucus in parliament and the party in general, and for the good of democracy in Ghana, to maintain what we have now. We say so again that they have experienced whatever has transpired in the previous government and in the previous parliament. And we think that they are the right caliber of people to lead the onslaught this time around that, as I've said already, our numbers are down.
Ora Kwabena mankwa esia matitneni edema bedwekwa wo mo ehwe homesu asem so e wo mrahye bedwefie wo sanso ye mrahye bedweni fante akwa north about one person no eso
yo waiting for waiting and some abeto ye pono so eye EC now say wanna declare eye NDC one candidate a wogina ma won ewo do me Kwabenya constituency wo aye friend Faustina Eliklim Akurugu ona sese wodi nkunim ewo eye do me Kwabenya na eno na ECD ehun sem bebre na ara atudwa make I say wonya subscribe to channel dia bomodi ase over subscribe sanse hade latest and hot news nkwa era me de bro afi wia na wala video no give us a thumbs up na afi share ma wo foforo so na wonya bi hwe na wo hu ensem a ekoso Ghana memo hanom ozo betimi achere wadwen afa ye ensem we nyina ho ewo comment box mu weti minkabi in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.